So we just got a new mini box in Speed Duels, but you know what is a bigger news than a new box is that we have the new character duel ban list alive now, and one of the biggest changes is that the Red Eyes deck now has 3 copies of Red Eyes Fang with Chain, because previously this card is limited to 1, and the deck is really bad, and having 3 copies of the best trap in the game is definitely a big step in making the deck less bad. I mean, the deck is still, I think, a little bit below average, but it's definitely a lot better than what it was before. And if you have the grades like I do definitely recommend playing Red Eyes Baby Dragon, because this gives you another line of play, not just relying on the 1 copy of Red Eyes Fusion, because when Red Eyes Baby Dragon is destroyed by battle, you get to summon the OG Red Eyes Black Dragon and then equip itself to it, and then it becomes 2700 attack, which is pretty high. It only gets beaten over by like Blue Eyes, and it also gives you equip spells so that your fusion monster can send them to the graveyard to negate stuff. And another thing you can do is Baby Dragon can summon itself if you want. And what that allows you to do is, because it's not once per turn, you just get to block a whole bunch of attacks if you put this in defense. And when the monster that it is equipped to gets sent and then it goes to the graveyard as a result, you also get to add Black Metal Dragon to your hand. And Black Metal Dragon is one of the best cards in the deck as well, just because it allows you to just have an equipped spell before you even need to attack with your Slash Dragon, which really helps with the deck going first, and also helps with the deck when you're going second when you have a second Red Eyes on your field, because you can preemptively equip your black metal to your monster, and then you summon your fusion, and then your fusion will be protected as soon as it hits the field. So overall, the deck is pretty much the exact same in terms of playstyle before and after the ban list update, but the deck definitely has a lot more ways to searching Fang with Chain, especially because the skill is random. And also, just having multiple allows you to set multiple of them on your field, because it is not once per turn, so you can easily have multiple on your field, and really helps with the deck's ability of clearing your opponent's monsters, because the deck doesn't really have any removal other than the 1 Fang with Chain previously. And so yeah, that's pretty much the deck. Let's have a look at some replays. Alright, game 1 we're playing against another Joey Wheeler, which means it is a Red Eyes mirror match. And this time our opponent is going first, which is honestly okay, as long as they don't have like a Black Metal Dragon plus 2 Fang with Chains. We do have an MST in case they have 1 equip spell, but if they have multiple, we will need more than an MST to break their board. So just gonna make the fusion. They have a Black Metal Dragon, and we'll use the MST on the set, so if it's a Fang with Chain, we can threaten it, or at least we can threaten the negate. But it's not, it's just an MST. But getting rid of the MST is honestly a pretty good deal as well, because it lets us stick equip spells on our field. We'll then activate Red Eyes Insight to grab ourselves Red Eyes Fusion, and then activate Red Eyes Fusion. So notice that we don't actually equip the Black Metal Dragon on our fusion, because the fusion can send the equipped spells from anywhere, so it doesn't have to be equipped to itself. So instead of boosting the attack of our fusion, we will boost the attack of our vanilla Red Eyes, and that is for a secret tool that will help us later. Our opponent will beat over our fusion, but we can use it to revive the DD Assailant that we have in our deck. And this card is also in the starter deck, by the way, and this is why you don't take it out. And we can now attack into our opponent's fusion, take a bit of damage, and then you will be able to banish it without targeting, which bypasses the negate on it. It can be used to remove the Red Eyes Fusion that way. And then what we can do is attack into our opponent's set monster, steal it, and then attack for game. Okay, in our second game, we are playing against Synchron. This time we're going first, and it is to show you what the deck can do when it wins the coin flip. So we drew one of our Garnets, which is not good, but it still works because Red Eyes Fusion can send from hand. I will flip open our Red Eyes and then activate our Red Eyes Insight, sending the Red Eyes Wyvern. This is also the reason why we don't need more than one Red Eyes Fusion, because we can just revive back the Fusion with the Wyvern in the graveyard if we need to. And we can just set 2 and pass our turn. Our opponent will MST one of our back row, which is really bad. I mean, this is one of the many weaknesses of the deck, because both MST and Book of Moon are really effective against the end board of this deck. Whereas, you know, some of the other decks only have a weakness of one of the two. They will MST one of our back row, which is okay as long as the Fangwith Chain that we have is enough. We will try to steal our opponent's Junk Synchron, but they do have extension. But notably, the form of extension that they have doesn't really beat our Red Eyes Slash Dragon, because they still need to either beat over it by battle or get rid of it without targeting, because if they use a targeting effect, they can just we can just negate that effect and destroy that monster. So because we stole the Junk Synchron, they're forced to make the level 7 Synchros, and Nitro Warrior is their best bet in actually outing our board, because they can get bigger than the Slash Dragon, but they don't have another spell to trigger its effect. And the Junk Archer is not going to be enough, because we can just negate the Banish effect. We'll attempt to crash with the Baby Dragon, but he will go Sphere Karibo. But we can just always attack with the other fusion and beat over our opponent's Nitro Warrior. And now we are leaving him with 1 card in his hand, and I don't think that will be enough, because I know his extra deck, and even if he makes Stardust, the Stardust trap that he has set targets, which means it doesn't out the Slash Dragon that we have on the field. He's gonna make the new Spark Dragon, which is pretty interesting. This is a slight buff for the Yusei deck as well, because this is like marginally better than the OG Stardust. So he's gonna use the effect, which means we have to attack twice to actually get over it. He's gonna try to pop our monster, but obviously it doesn't work. We can just negate it. And then now he's out of gas, and we can just, you know, might as well add another Fangwith Chain in case he has like a Sphere Karibo in his hand. But he doesn't, so we can just attack, and that will be game. So yeah, thanks for watching, goodbye.